All of our knowledge that comes down to us has been handed down. It's not merely enough that we pick up the book and we look inside, but it's the understanding when you go to that book. Many people now that we see today, they look in the Qur'an and say, Subhanallah, I found this ayah, I'm just going to follow this. Never mind what the Imam and my uncle and others that have taught me know best, I'm just going to follow this. SubhanAllah, I'm sorted. I found it. And they follow that without knowing that there's authority. So someone who I met once in Boston, Massachusetts, said to me, we found out that this man had 9 wives. He's a Muslim. He had 9 wives. SubhanAllah, what are you doing with 9 wives? He quoted Surah An-Nisa, the 4th surah, ayah 3. He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, marry mathna wa thulatha wa ruba'a, marry 2, 3, or 4. And he said 3 and 2 is 5, and 5 and 4 is 9. And he said, and furthermore, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he had 9 wives when he died. So I'm doing the sunnah as well. I said to myself, how can I speak to this person without throttling him? And how can I come across to him with the truth? We had to explain to him something very important. And it's this. It's one thing to read the verses. It's another thing to understand them the way they're meant to be understood. Because anyone can take 2 verses from other sides of the Qur'an and put them together. I can do it as well. Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu faqtulu anfusakum khayrun lakum. Oh, you who believe, kill yourselves. It's better for you. I can do the same thing. I took 2 ayats from 2 totally different places in the Qur'an, slid them together, and there you are. So tonight, after we finish from tonight, we've got to go find a rope, stick our hand in. But obviously, no one seriously would look at that as an example. Why? Because you know what they're going to say? They're going to say to me, Brother Abu Ja'far, that doesn't mean that. Doesn't mean that, those ayat. How do you know that? I've quoted the proofs to you. Here they are right here. I'll quote them again. But it doesn't mean that though. Why? Because this ayah is here and it has a different context to this ayah that's over here. Okay. Well then, how do we get to the bottom of knowing the true Islam? Here's how. When the Prophet ﷺ died and he left the Ummah under the care of the scholars, the ulama spread out to different directions. All of the ulama went in different directions. There were 124,000 Sahabah. I'll say that again. There were 124,000 Sahabah. Between 3 and 10,000 Sahabah settled in Kufa. Abdullah bin Mas'ud and others. Between 3 and 10,000 settled in Al-Basra. Al-Basra had teachers there like Ali, Hassan, Hussein, Aisha, Anas ibn Malik, and others. Mecca and Medina, thousands of Sahaba. And they taught. And when they taught people Islam, they taught them Islam systematically. So Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu taught the people knowledge systematically. And we have some of his books today. And those books came down to Hamad, one of the great ulama of Al-Kufa. And Hamad taught Imam Abu Hanifa al-Nu'man ibn Thabit al-Kufi radiallahu anhu. He taught him. And so the lineage of Imam Abu Hanifa goes back through Abdullah ibn Mas'ud and those worthies. So when someone's salah, their wudu, all of these things, Imam Abu Hanifa merely collected the books together and simplified. But the fiqh and the knowledge of it is from Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu and 10,000 other companions, 70 of which were at the Battle of Badr. And so those companions that have handed it down to us, it has come to us through those 4 imams. And then the scholars that were students of those 4 imams collected the knowledge. and continue to write it down and comment upon it and build on it. And so someone who is doing their wudu, their salah, their fasting, their hajj, their zakah, as according to Hanafi madhab, is matching and is identical with between 3 and 10,000 Sahaba. And not just layman Sahaba, ulama Sahaba. Those who are Malikis are matching with Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Umar ibn al-Khattab, Uthman, Abdullah ibn al-Zubayr. All these different Abu Majlis, all these different people matches with them. Those who are following the school of Imam Ahmad are following a large number of Ahlul Bayt, Ali and these others of the household. Those who are Shafi'is, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, and others. So it's not merely looking at one man. So when we meet people, it's about the first 3 generations, the companions, those who came after, and those who came after. So important is this issue that if you do not understand who those first 3 generations were and you don't follow their example, that you could die on other than the Deen of Islam. Let me give you an example. One of the companions was in the masjid and he saw a man praying and he wasn't fully bending his back in ruku'. Not fully. So the companion waited for him to finish. And he walked up to him after the salah. And he said, I saw you bending your back not fully in the salah. Had you died tonight without me telling you, you would have died upon other than the deen of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This hadith in Sahih Muslim is that serious. It's that important.